Hello, welcome back to another video from the Loamstead at Breezy Acres. Today's video is just kind of going to be an update vlog and a compilation of footage from the past couple of months of things that we've been up to on the farm. And I'm happy to announce that the first minute of this video is just footage of Bucky eating. So enjoy and you're welcome. It is the end of spring, which basically means that it's summer. It's definitely hot already, and our workload is insane. It feels like we're so busy all day, every day, and working in the heat makes it just so exhausting, to be honest. But of course, it's so worth it and so rewarding, and we can take breaks when we feel like it, but we still just have the mindset and the drive of working full-time in the city, of needing to be productive for as many minutes of the day that we possibly can, even if it means burning out. Pretty much all of May consisted of working on the garden, weeding it, doing bed prep and stuff like that, planting it, of course, starting all the seeds, getting all the starters to a point where they're ready to be moved into the ground. This is the first year that we are here for the entirety of the planting season, since this is when we got here last year. Freshly laid grass clippings and what they will dry down to. The best natural weed mat there is. So it's actually been surprisingly intense, like how much work just goes into getting the garden going. So here's some footage of Gabe doing some foraging to feed the rabbits. We have a lot of borage and cleavers growing wild over here, which are both really excellent food sources for the rabbits. We have still been successful feeding them a pellet-free diet and providing them with just food that is foraged from things that are growing wild on the property. We're having an issue with one of our does that is nutrient related. All the other rabbits are fine. I might talk about that in a different video just because it's kind of interesting. But yeah, we're still pellet free, no commercial feed for the rabbits, and they're doing well, all besides the one doe. So yeah, one of the main chores every day, twice a day, is just gathering enough plant matter to feed all of the rabbits, and of course the amount is increasing as all of the baby rabbits get older and get bigger. It's a fairly hefty chore, but it will get less time consuming and labor intensive once the baby rabbits are a little bit older and can be fully weaned from their moms, at which point we will put them out in their rabbit tractors on pasture and they'll just be feeding themselves. They're honestly pretty spoiled and they love all of the plants that we provide for them. They have a very varied diet of things that are all well loved by rabbits. There is free choice hay available to them that they have access to 24/7, but they just don't really touch it. So right now we have, I believe, 12 baby rabbits from the first litters that Dusty and Maple had, and then from the second pregnancy we have 5 more. Oh, the dog's here. She's nervous.
Hey, go.
Go, Pearl. Go. The goats are doing great. We added a new doe to our herd. That's Daisy right there, the white one in the back. And she's our milker. We have been milking her. She's giving us about a little under 2 pints every day, about a pint morning and night each time I milk her. I've never milked an animal in my life, and Daisy is a first freshener, which means it's the first time that she's ever had babies and gone into milk and been milked, so it has definitely been a learning experience for each of us. Come here. Hi, Gwen. What? What? You got a silly looking face, girl. Daisy. Daisy Duchess. So at this point, we were still having to catch her and put the harness on her to get her to go to the milk stand. But now I just open the gate and she walks herself over there, no problem, and hops on up there all by herself. But she was definitely a little bit stubborn about it in the beginning.
Nope. Sneaky. Sneaky.
Yeah, she wouldn't hop up on the milk stand, but this is already improved from how it originally was when Gabe would just have to pick her up and carry her all the way from the kennel to the milk stand. But here she is getting her grains. She gets a grain mixture at the stand. She'll only let me milk her one side at a time. If I even for a split second think about trying to do two hands, she won't have any of it. She just starts kicking. Gabe was my training wheels for the first couple of weeks. He would sit there with us and he would keep his hand on the Pyrex and hold her leg if he needed to and pour out the milk that we were getting from her periodically during the process, just in case she decided to go ahead and kick it over at any point. I thought it was going to be a long while before I would be able to handle this chore by myself without Gabe, without my training wheels, but me and her have been doing it by ourselves for a few weeks now. We're going to try and keep her in milk for as long as it feels right to. We're just going to kind of play it by ear because her production is already starting to decline on its own. Typically the milking period, if you're going to do a cycle of drying them off and breeding again, is May through September. So it would be awesome if we could get a couple more months out of her, but we will just have to wait and see. Since it is her first time, their production is usually the lowest and it picks back up a lot after they freshen again for a second time. So we will definitely dry her off in September at the latest, if not earlier, and hopefully get her bred again. Starting in like December, we'll start putting the boys and the girls together. She looks really skinny here. She was really skinny when we first got her. She has since put on some weight. She was feeding 4 babies before we brought her here, so it's to be expected. She wants to go for a walkabout this morning. Daisy is the princess on the farm and has to be taken for a little walk where she gets personal access to all the weeds that she wants every day in the morning and in the evening after she's done milking. You can really see those hollows in her hips here. If you ever see a dairy animal and you think that it looks like it's neglected, don't worry. That's just normal for dairy animals. The way that they have been bred is to just produce milk like crazy, even at the expense of the rest of their body being able to uptake the nutrients it needs. So unfortunately, these really gaunt looking animals is really normal. The same goes for cows too. And it's why it's actually really important to make sure that these animals get a grain ration at milking, because they really need the extra calories. We've been grazing the goats along one of the really overgrown fence lines in between the pasture and the corral really intensively. They're doing a really good job, and even though moving the fences every day is like such a huge pain in the butt, it's still getting this area cleared with way less work than it would take if it was being done by human hands. And it's feeding our sweet goats for free. The grass is officially too tall for the goats to be interested in anymore, so they are only interested in eating brush, and sometimes when they finish clearing the brush that they can reach, Gabe has to come in and cut a bunch of branches for them to be able to reach that they have something to eat. Gabe recently got a sourdough starter going again, which has been very exciting for me because I don't like making sourdough and he's good at it. Now that all of our time isn't being 100% consumed by the garden, Gabe is able to get back in the house and get to work on it. We are still aiming to be able to move in before winter. Here you can see he's working on insulating the ever-living crap out of the walls with rock wool, which I made a video about if you want to check that out. Come on, Rufus! That's a big boy. Ooh. Come on, Bucky. So that's pretty much our life right now. It's garden, goats, rabbits, and house. People are always asking us, oh, what's new at the farm? Honestly, nothing's new at the farm. It's just those same things require our labors every day indefinitely. That's pretty much the nature of warm season homesteading, I guess. It's just go time with getting as many things done that are on our list, as well as getting the animals working as efficiently and effectively for us as we can get them to a point of.
Alright, let's go get the ladies.
Thanks for checking out this update. Let us know if there's anything that you have questions about or are interested in seeing or learning more about, and we'll see y'all next time.